So this next video is going to be about how to get this 5x5 cube done, and I'm assuming you've already solved a 4x4 cube, and we're going to use the same procedure as the 4x4. Get the opposite centers done first, two adjacent centers, follow the last two centers, get all of the edges paired up, and then solve it like a 3x3, and if parities pop up, we'll do them accordingly. So you might be asking yourself, well, if that's how you do a 4x4 and that's how you do a 5x5, is that how you do a 6x6? And the answer is yes, that is how you do a 6x6, the same way, pairing up all of the edges and all of the centers to make it look like a 3x3. The parities that pop up on a 6x6 are the same ones that could pop up on a 4x4, but there could also be a case where you have a 5x5 parity on a 6x6 because these two could be paired up. These ones not, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you could also run different parities like 4x4 where it is 1, 2, 3, 4, or I think you get the point. And we would stop it at 7x7, where 7x7 it would be impossible to have even base parities like the 4x4 because this piece would be impossible to flip. So let's get started on solving the 5x5. Many of the steps aren't going to be as detailed since they're so similar to the 4x4, but we'll address that when we get there. So the first thing we're going to do on the 5x5 is, you guessed it, make bars. And we're going to make white bars, solving the white center first. I don't think this step is all that difficult. You may struggle with it a bit. I'm going to push this one down to start pairing up an outer bar. And we'll move that piece right there. Next to it we have one bar. Let's make the other outer bar. I see two corners. Push them together. We're going to look for an edge. Here's one. Push that together. Now we did mess up the top, so we will push that down and fix it. Trying to go relatively slow here. You may have a hard time with this one. All I'm going to do is get this one ready with the other white piece, which is over here. It's on the bottom. Move it to the top. Get it ready for the white insert. I know that's not a very efficient way to do it, but it is one way to get the white center done. What we're going to do from here is solve the yellow center just like we solved the white center in the 4x4 video. Just remember, whenever you put a yellow piece down like this, the white piece has come with it, so you'll have to move the yellows out of the way and push it back up to the top. I'm going to assume you already know how to do that, since if you're doing a 5x5, there's a good chance you've done 4x4, so we're going to do that outside of the video. So what we currently have is, we have a white center, yellow center, and we have the middle band opened. Now you're not going to have to remember orientation on a 5x5 because the very center block can't move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve maybe the blue center next. We'll show you how we get that done. I'm going to get an extra edge piece put in there. It's on the bottom. Flip it so it's the way we're turning it, so we can't really mess it up. We need to get this edge piece in over here. Maybe, here's one right there. We can just grab it. Pair it up. And the last one, this one is on the back side. Put this edge on the back side, pair it. Where's the other blue piece? Here it is. Now we just pair up all the blue rows that we just made. You're going to do this for one more adjacent center. You can either do it for red or orange. I'm going to choose to do it for red, and you're not going to see that in this video, but I'm going to say it's not any different than what we've been doing all along. So we have finished the two adjacent centers and the top and bottom. We're on the last two centers. Everyone has their own style for this, but it is a little different than 4x4, so I'm going to be a little more detailed. We're going to make bars and then bring the bars down, but we're going to build the bars horizontally and bring them down vertically. Here's what I mean by that. This bar is currently vertical. This bar is currently horizontal. I can make this horizontal bar by slipping this piece right here right into it. So I got to push a piece back down to compensate. So I'm going to place this bar. Oh, look at that. We made a bar for free. I don't want to necessarily cheat yet out of seeing some more cases. So let me mess that up a bit. Just mess it up a little bit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to work our way left to right. We're going to start working on this middle bar. So all we need to do now is get a whole row here. But the problem is we already have the middle piece here. So this piece at the very top needs to come over here. The way I'm going to accomplish that is by pushing it over there, hiding it, rotating that one back, and coming back down with it. Now I can simply push this center piece up. I have a horizontal bar and I place it back down. Now my last bar is already done. This won't always happen. In the event that it does happen, we can simply go up there, take it, and put it back down. I think I cheated you out of saying some more interesting cases. So I'm going to pull up another case. So we have a piece right here. What we need to do is we need to pair up that piece with one of these two guys first. So we always want to get one of those with one of those. How can we do that? Well, what happens when we push this up here? Pushes one of them out of the way. Push that one out of the way. It could push that one out of the way. So not much pairing has happened. Long story short, this guy you want up here in general. Take any one of those corner pieces and put it down there. Now can we pair it up? Yes. Perfect. Now, there's a couple other cases that could happen. If you want to cover them, question or comment, I'll make another video for you that's a little more detailed. This is just a beginner's tutorial to get this done. So now we're on to the edge pairing phase, and we're going to treat this edge pairing phase just like we treated the 4x4 edge pairing phase. Now, the edges are an additional block longer, but we're still going to fill up the whole top, we're still going to fill up the whole bottom, and we're still going to fill up the middle ones the same way. So I noticed I had some green whites, put them into the middle band. I'm going to put this one into the middle band as well, but I'm going to put it on top. We're going to do this just like the 4x4 phase. Place it on the top one. Put a piece of junk in place of it, and then you can reorient if you want. You really don't have to, but if you're just starting out and you're new at it, it's not a bad idea to reorient every time. I'm going to finish the entire top layer and restart the video. So I have finished the entire top layer, and I saw an interesting case right here and I preserved it. Now if you ever have centers that are fully solved, a really easy way to finish this case, assuming you still have open keyholes, we can push the center out. Now we have to pull it out because it wasn't the right orientation. So what I'm going to do is flip it all the way back here so that it is the right orientation and put it into place. But the point of this next part of the video is we need to fill up the other side with 4 pieces. So that's going to be my first piece. I just thought it was a special case and figured I'd throw it in there for people who are looking to get a little quicker on special cases. But next time we start the video up, you'll see the whole top yellow fixed. So now we have all 4 edges on the yellow face and white face done. Now we're going to start working on the edges here. So this isn't that bad. All we need to do is use the same idea we did on 4x4. There is one case I do want to show you that will pop up later. I'm going to flip this one upside down with our sledgehammer insert. And this is going to pop up later. If these are in the same band and the one on top is different orientation. Now, we could pair it up like this so that they are the same orientation. Flip this one upside down, so when this one flips upside down, it will be the same orientation as that one, and slide it back in. So we do a sledgehammer, insert, and pull the other one back. That's something we're going to have to get used to when we get to the last two edges, so I'm going to try to do that as many times as I can. This one right here, before it comes over, it needs to get reoriented. But if it gets reoriented and slid over, I'm going to have to put a junk piece in place of it. So we'll put this one up there as our junk piece. We'll do a sledgehammer to flip it. Reinsert, push it over, and we'll hide it on the top where that junk piece was. Fix it. So there should only be two pieces left. Now, if we push this one over, it's not exactly the correct orientation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in that configuration that we had earlier. I'm going to get it just as we had earlier with our sledgehammer insert. Now notice this one is our case that we had earlier, and this one's also the case we had earlier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this fella over, sledgehammer insert to flip, and pull it back. And that. There's no way to fix that currently. But remember how there was a parity fix on the 4x4? We're going to run the same parity fix on the 5x5 minus one step. And that's what we're going to show you next. So I call this 5x5 parity fix, edge parity. This is the only parity that could pop up on a 5x5, which is why some people like 5x5 more than 4x4 or 6x6. And some people prefer the 7x7 over the 6x6. The reason why is it is impossible to have the extra parity because this middle block can't be flipped upside down or placed into parity, as they would call it. So we're going to run the same algorithm where we go up 3 times, down 3 times, up once, and down till we fix it. It'll be 2 times. So we're going to hold it and just get these 2 pieces on the outside. Up, double, rotate, up, hit the top twice, up, hit the top twice. So that was 3 ups. So now we're going to turn it down, but we're going to grab the middle piece. Down, we're going to grab it here, not the middle piece, down, and then not the middle piece, and down again. So now we're going to go up once and keep going down till it's fixed. I call that 5x5 parity fix. That was a really tough algorithm for me to figure out on my own. Once again, I don't look up any algorithms online until I've figured out how to solve the puzzle at least once or twice. Make sure there wasn't any hiccups that come into play. But from here, we just solve it like a 3x3. There's nothing else that could go wrong with this. And at the end of the day here, people like the 5x5 because there's only that one parity. In 4x4 and 6x6, there is multiple parities that could pop up. I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a great day.